If you've ever wondered, why am I exhausted after just talking to people? This is for you. You might think that you are just talking, and the exhaustion seems out of proportion, but it turns out there may be a lot more going on than you've been aware of. When you're engaging in conversation with others, a lot of invisible work is happening internally. This includes managing emotional reactions, scanning for danger, trying to appear consistent, especially if the others don't know you're a system, and preventing visible dissociation. On top of this, some systems are also negotiating and regulating internally at the same time they are externally carrying on a conversation. All of these efforts fall under the label of masking. Masking refers to attempts to hide dissociative symptoms, internal conflict, memory problems, or differences in who's fronting. For example, if one of your parts is triggered by the person you're talking to or the subject of the conversation, they may want to front and tell that person off. So your system must manage this reaction and ensure that while this is happening, the person you're talking to has no idea this is going on. You can see how this could be very draining. Masking requires careful monitoring both of what is happening externally in the conversation and what's happening internally. This often keeps the nervous system highly activated. Your body might even be in somewhat of a survival mode during social interactions. It can be confusing when your conversation goes well and uneventfully, and maybe even enjoyably, but afterward you pay a price for it. You may feel exhaustion, shutdown, increased dissociation, emotional numbness, irritability, or headaches. Initially, you might not even connect the social interactions with later exhaustion or other symptoms. And those who do notice it may interpret it to mean that they are introverts or just not good with socializing, when the issue could be at least partly nervous system overload. Now, there are some things you can begin to do to reduce the invisible work your system has to do during socializing. One is to consider where you can reduce the self-monitoring. For instance, if two friends you hang out with are aware that you're a system, then perhaps you don't need to mask as much when you're with them. Your system might also benefit from intentionally planning recovery time afterward to give your nervous system an opportunity to decompress. For instance, you might find this very helpful after coming home from work or after a medical appointment. I've put together a resource with additional ways to reduce the hidden nervous system workload of social interaction. You'll find the link in the video description.